West Ham United fans, welcome back to the West Ham Network for your Game Week 2 match day preview. Now the Hammers take on Chelsea, both sides looking to secure their first 3 points of the season. We know Chelsea played Liverpool last weekend, a 1-1 draw. The Blues coming from a goal down to secure a point in Mauricio Pochettino's first game in charge. This is everything you need to know about the fixture on Sunday. Tom Brooks has been announced as the man in the middle for Sunday's fixture at the London Stadium. He refereed just one of West Ham's games last season, a defeat to Manchester City away from home at the Etihad Stadium. Now, West Ham United and Chelsea have played each other 54 times in the Premier League, with Chelsea having the fair share of the wins. However, in recent times, home advantage has proved to be key, with West Ham United going unbeaten in their last 6 games at home against the Blues. Most recently, last season, a 1-1 draw in this fixture, with Emerson getting a goal against his former side. And who can forget the 3-2 victory at the London Stadium that was played behind closed doors, with Andrei Yarmolenko getting the win. Chelsea fans saw Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter, Frank Lampard in the dugout last season, but this season it is former Tottenham Hotspur manager Mauricio Pochettino who has been tasked with turning things around in West London. Argentinian's appointment at the bridge has coincided with a massive squad overhaul. The Blues have lost the likes of N'Golo Kante, Mendy, Koulibaly, Mount, Havertz, Kovacic and Paqueta, bringing in a couple of decent signings, the likes of Christopher Nkunku, who unfortunately for Chelsea fans is ruled out for this one. They've signed Nicholas Jackson, who's expected to start up front. He played against Liverpool. And then the big one, the one that they were really looking for, the man that Mauricio Pochettino put at the top of his list, Moises Caicedo, has signed for the club for a British transfer record fee and is expected to play a part on Sunday. On to the players that we need to watch out for on Sunday. Number 1, Enzo Fernandez. I thought he had a really good game against Liverpool, having watched it myself and also having chatted to a lot of Chelsea fans. Apparently that's one of his better games in a Chelsea shirt, and he is just going from strength to strength. So the thought of him and Caicedo starting in midfield is a very ominous one for West Ham United fans. Hopefully Thomas Souček, Paqueta, potentially James Ward-Prowse, Alvarez, if he gets some time, can shut up shop and keep them in check. Number 2 is Nicholas Jackson. He started against Liverpool on the weekend, with Christopher Nkunku being out for the longer term with injury. The mantle has been passed on to him to really deliver up front, scoring goals, and he'll be hungry to do that at the London Stadium on Sunday. All right, enough of Chelsea. Now to the real stuff, the mighty Claret and Blue. 1-1 draw last time out against Bournemouth. Very disappointing result in my opinion, especially considering the fact that we went ahead and the fact that we were so comfortable in that first half. I think the fact that we delayed our subs and left it so late and sort of just allowed the pressure onto us in the second half contributed to Bournemouth getting the equaliser. And for me, it could have been very avoidable had David Moyes made the right subs at the right time. But anyway, that's a debate for another video. We go into this game with some excitement, some signings through the door. We obviously brought in Alvarez before the Bournemouth game. We've announced the signing of James Ward-Prowse earlier in the week. And in my opinion, I'd love to see him start in that game. It's highly likely he will get some minutes. Alvarez, not so much, because he hasn't trained that much with the club and hardly had a preseason with Ajax, considering his participation with the Mexico national team. Lucas Paqueta, still bids flying around, verbal bids, nothing really cement yet. It all depends on whether Manchester City can match the valuation that West Ham have put on his head. Personally, I wouldn't have any qualms with him going to Manchester City. It's an offer for me, for any footballer really, that would be too good to refuse. And fair play to Lucas. He has just kept his head up, hasn't sulked, hasn't thrown his toys out the cart. He's just got on with it. And he, for me, was probably one of our best players on Sunday, along with Jared Bowen. All right, to end off, onto the score predictions. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this fixture. I feel like the trend of us being unbeaten at home against Chelsea, unbeaten our last 6, is set to continue. I do believe Chelsea have got quality throughout the entire side, but I also think we do too. I think Jared Bowen's in fantastic form. He was in great form towards the end of last season. He peaked at the right time. I just believe if we can get James Ward-Prowse into the starting lineup, give him a start alongside Souček, allow Paqueta to do what he needs to do as a 10, we have a real chance. We're at home. The fans are going to be proper up for it. And I really feel like in recent times, especially at home, we've had Chelsea's number. And I don't expect that to change this week. I think there was a lot of negativity a couple of weeks ago with the lack of signings. We've now brought in Alvarez, we brought in Ward-Prowse, we linked with a whole bunch of other players. If Paqueta is to go, he has my blessing. We use that money to bring in a couple more attackers. We need some fullbacks. We need a centre mid, potentially as well, a number 10 to replace him. But it's not all doom and gloom. We got a point last weekend. It's a London derby this weekend. Bring it on. Come on, you Irons.